Hi everybody, I'm here in Abundance, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about GitHub molecules. And if you played around with Abundance at all, and if you've used the atoms that are in the atom menu, you will have probably found out that it's kind of limited, right? Like the amount of shapes or the amount of interactions and the amount of parts are limited. And the reason that is because instead of having like, let's say something like linear pattern or repeat or mirror available as kind of like default atoms in the project, we really want to encourage people to make their own molecules and use other people's molecules inside their projects. And if you have played around with Abundance at all, you know that the way in which we can organize a project is with molecules, and that your whole project is one large kind of like top level molecule. And so basically today I'm here and in my wood screw project, and right, my wood screw, I've already made it. It has an output. It's saved as a project. I'm just gonna, save it, make sure all my changes are there. And what I'm gonna show you now is how to import it into a different project. So, right, like I wanna use my screw in a project that's completely unrelated to this project. And how I can do that is I'm gonna go back to my projects and I'm just gonna use my first project. And what I want to do now, there's a few ways of doing this. One is you can go to your menu, and in the import export category you can click GitHub molecule, and this will trigger your parameter panel to become kind of like a search input. And I can look for my screw in here, and I can see that there are other screws, right, like one that Bar made, and I'm looking for this one, which is in inches. Okay. And there it is. There is the screw that I have as another project, and I have imported into this project. Another way in which you can access GitHub molecules is by clicking on the GitHub logo on this side and searching again, by screw. Or what about like sphere? If someone has made a sphere, see, I've forked, I think, bar sphere, and you can also add it into your project. And because I'm adding GitHub molecules so often, we've also added a shortcut, which is clicking Alt, or Option if you're in Mac OS. And you should be able to simply go in and look for something else. Let's look for table and see what we can find. Okay, so let's import some table legs. And they're way too big for my project, but I can change whatever inputs the creator added to their project. I can change, right? So like with my screw is very, very small in this case, but I can change it and say I want a 3-inch screw, and it will change that. And another thing you can do is you can reload, like if the original project has changed. Basically what you have is a copy of the project of the original project. That way, like, unless you click reload from GitHub, that molecule won't change if the original project changes. But if you know that the original project has changed, you can come back to your project and reload it so that it gets the updates from the original project if you want them. All right, great. Hope that was helpful. I think that GitHub molecules are really useful, not only for parts like a screw or a table leg or a sphere, but they're also really useful as tools, right? So let's say for this one, there is I've made a get dimensions, which basically just gives me the bounding box of a thing. So if I connect a geometry, the geometry of my wood screw, into the input shape of my get dimensions molecule, I can see them here on the README. And there's all sorts of tools, and you're welcome to make your own tools, let's say to mirror a part or to repeat a part in a particular way or to fillet a part in a particular way. And any one project that is created on Abundance can also be imported as a GitHub molecule. And yeah, as always, if you have any questions, post them on the forums and we'll try to get to them. Bye.